Okay. So a very warm welcome to all the students to VIT campus. This session is related to the examinations and the assessments, from which you can understand in what mode of examinations or assessments your performance will be verified. So this is one among those important sessions, because of which we will let you know different modes of examinations and the grading process. Okay. So today in morning session of Dean Academics presentation, you might have seen that different types of courses. Okay, so like this, they are there like theory only course, lab only course, or project only course, embedded theory and lab course. Like it contains lab component and theory component also, called as ETL type of course. Embedded theory project course means project and theory components are present in that course. And the other type is theory, lab, and project. All the three components will be present in that type of course. So we have these variety of courses in the campus, and whatever the registrations you are doing for different courses, they belong to one of these. So wherever you are having the theory component, whichever the course the theory component is present, for which we will be conducting the examinations. Okay, so the examinations will be conducted for those courses which are having theory component, and for the lab course, lab only courses, or the courses which contains lab component. Lab assessment will be done every week, so it is a weekly assessment. Next, project courses, either project the courses which are having the project component, or only the project course, like engineering clinics. That type of courses will have 3 reviews. Mostly they will be having reviews, particularly 3 reviews will be present. One before the examinations. We are having 3 examinations in a semester. So one review will be scheduled for just before every examination. So here we name, or the terminology what we use these examinations for these examinations is continuous assessment tests. So we are having total 3 examinations per semester, 2 continuous assessment tests, like particularly CAT 1 and CAT 2, 1 final assessment test. So as a 3 assessment tests are there, 2 are continuous assessment tests, 1 final one. Final assessment test contains the portion or the syllabus from CAT 1 and CAT 2 portion also. A small portion of CAT 1 and CAT 2 is also included in the final assessment test, that portion just before the examination. So duration of all these 3 examinations is 90 minutes, and the maximum marks we conduct is for 50 for all these 3 examinations. In general, most of the courses, almost all the courses, will have the respective weightage as shown here. Like for 3 examinations, out of the total 100 marks of any course assessment, out of total 100, these 3 examinations will have 20, 20, 20 weightages respectively. Rest of the 40 weightage, as I was telling from the very first slide, the different types of courses. If the course is only theory type of course, theory only course, so rest of the 40 marks will be including quizzes, assignments, mini projects, etc., not the lab component. But if the course is something like lab only course, lab embedded course, lab component will be 25%. Quizzes and assignments also will be there. This quiz component will be present in faculty's hand. So for which the faculty can conduct either quizzes or assignments. It's up to the faculty. So either he can conduct 3 quizzes or 2 quizzes or 2 assignments, whatever it is up to the faculty. But lab or project, if the course is comprising of the lab component or project component, so it has to be evaluated for the total of 25 as per the plan given by the respective schools. As per the course committee, each course will be having a committee. So the course committee will direct in what mode of assessment they have to follow for this lab component or project component. So these three examinations, for these three examinations, whatever the weightage we are having, that comes, that total 60 marks, this total 60 marks is called as CAT component. So previously we were having three examinations, three CAT examinations, CAT 1, CAT 2, CAT 3. So that word is still in continuation. It's still in communication only, like these three examinations total component is CAT component, and the rest of the one is the non-CAT component, the other than CAT component, non-CAT component. So here we have one particular restriction, that out of this CAT component, that is how much, 20 plus 20 plus 20, that is 60. Out of 60, you must score minimum of 40%. 40% means 4 into 6, 60 marks into 0.4, so 24 marks. So you must score minimum of 24 marks out of this 60 marks. Okay, so this is a compulsory condition. We will be discussing little more about this one in the later slides. So that is one particular condition we are having. Compulsorily you must score minimum of 40%, that is 24 out of 60. So that particular kind of condition is not there for non-CAT component. Just you can score either 0 or 40 out of 40, doesn't matter. But here you must score minimum 24 out of 60 marks. So mode of examinations, we have three different types of examinations: closed book examination, open notebook examination, open book examination. So these three comes under three different levels of thinking skills that a student must develop during his or her learning process. So different types of course, like for example, some courses will actually require more development in the fundamentals, so for which the students must kind of by heart the formulae, by heart the concepts and all. The other types of courses includes open notebook or open book examinations, for which the student has to apply the thinking skills, higher level thinking skills, applying, analyzing or evaluating. So kind of higher level thinking skills wherever it is needed. So those type of courses will be conducted with open notebook or open book examinations. So closed book means you just have to, means it's like a regular examination until now you had undergone till now. So open notebook is you student has to take a note of the concepts whatever the faculty was discussing in the classroom. So that notebook, handwritten notebook, is only allowed to the examination center. Open book examination, any printed material including Xerox copies, photocopy of the textbooks or photocopy of any material, any printed material is also encouraged to, means they can make use of that printed material also in the examination hall, in addition to open notebook exam, open notes. So which course that you are taking comes under which type of examination will be mentioned by your faculty member. So the school will be defining or deciding whether that course has to be conducted with open book or open notebook or closed book. So the school will inform you that particular course will be dealt with one of these three mode of examinations. So that faculty member, your faculty member, will let you know. Examination details. So Dean Academics will circulate the academic calendar in which the examination schedule also will be included. Examination dates will be present. So the starting time, starting date, ending date, including all the other holidays or any other specific instructions, everything will be there in the academic calendar. That also contains the examination times, dates also, like from this time, this day to this date, the cat 1 examination, this day to this day cat 2, this day to this date FAT examinations. So the dates of the examinations will be decided by the Dean Academics and will be intimated to the students through this academic calendar. And the schedule of the examination will be released by the examination section. So a separate circular will be released for that purpose, something around at least 2 weeks before the examination date. So that includes the schedule in the sense timetable. So on which day, which examination. So most probably, the examination will be conducted as per the slots only. So we have in this semester, we have 8 slots, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H slots. So we will be conducting the examinations like day 1, A slot, day 2, B slot, day 3, C slot, like that in that order. All the 8 days, 8 slots examinations will be conducted. So that schedule, which day, which slot, that schedule will be released some around 15 days prior to the examination by the examination section. Then the same details will be available particularly to individual students in the VTOP account of every individual student. So that is the schedule for the examination is in general, but for particular student, whichever the student, like for example, you might be taking 6 courses in A, B, C, E, F, G slots. So your slot will be available, your date and time of examinations will be available 1 week prior to the examination date in VTOP, in your VTOP account. So all those details except venue and seat number will be available 1 week prior to the examination hall. Examination details will be available in VTOP. But as Dean Academics was projecting that there will be a D-bar status present for students if they don't follow attendance policy. So there is a D-bar list generated by the Dean Academics. So after the generation of D-bar list only, the examination venue. So you are taking 6 courses, for example. So for this particular course, where you have to come and write the examination hall details and seat numbers. So those details will be released only after the generation of D-bar list. Okay. So attendance policy, Dean Academics was explaining about the attendance policy that the student must have at least a minimum of 80% attendance for that particular period at least. Okay, so for CAT 1 examination, to appear for CAT 1 examination, student must have at least a minimum 80% from the starting date to just before the date of CAT 1 examination. For the case of CAT 2, after completion of CAT 1 examination to just before the CAT 2 examination, whatever the days are there, you must attend at least 80% of the classes. Or you can also satisfy from the date of start of the class to just before CAT 2. So you can have either of these two. Okay. Same thing is applicable for CAT 3 FAT also, final assessment test also. You can satisfy at least 80% of minimum attendance for FAT period. This is called FAT period, or this is CAT 2 period. So after the completion of CAT 2 to just before FAT examination, the minimum 80% attendance should be maintained. Or from the day of start of class 2 just before FAT, you should have at least 80%. So if you don't have at least one of these two, you are not allowed to, you are debarred to write the examination. So you are not allowed to write the examination at any cost. So general instructions while attending the examination or during the examination period. So as I said, the details of the examinations will be released in VTOP account, individual students account. So date, time, venue, seat number, all these details will be available in your VTOP account once the D-bar list is generated. So you must take a note of which course, on which day, in which location, at what seat. So all these details you must make a note, because if you forget to write the examination on any particular day, like for example, one course you are taking in A slot, like let me take an example, Math 1001, calculus for engineers. So you are taking calculus for engineers in A slot. Another, your friend, another student is taking the same course in some B slot. So you just forgot to write the examination in A slot, but there is another examination in B slot also for that course. So even though there is an examination for uh, that particular course in B slot, you are not allowed to sit for a different slot, sit in a different slot. You have to write the examination only in your respective slot in which you are taking the class. Okay, so you must write the examination only in respective slots of the particular course. No change in the date, time, venue, or seat number is allowed. Okay, so identity card verification. Without identity card, you are not allowed to write the examination. So delay in reporting the examination hall. If you delay it for more than 15 minutes, you are not allowed to write the examination, whatever the reason it is. So disciplinary action will be taken against the malpractice case. Malpractice, I don't need to define much about it.
Hello, sir.
Sir,
Sir,
what is this class for?
sir, you have been muted, sir.
What is this class for, sir?
Sorry.
What is this class for?
This is examination session.
We have to participate in this
Yes,
till now, till when?
till the end of the session. Sir, Rupa, sir, are you
Yes,
there?
sir. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
okay. Okay, okay, sir.
A power failure, sir. Sorry for
Okay,
that.
sir. Okay, sir. No, no problem. Yeah, you can continue, sir.
Okay. So you must be noting down date, time, venue, all the details for every examination carefully. And identity card is compulsory, without which you are not allowed inside the examination hall. So you are not allowed to report to the examination hall after 15 minutes of the delay. And if you make any kind of malpractice things like a sharing of the material, or trying to discuss or trying to share anything during the examination period, so a malpractice case will be booked on your name. So your details will be taken to the next level, to the disciplinary committee, where the disciplinary committee will call you for an inquiry, and it will be intimated to parents also. And your parents may need to come to give an apology letter and an undertaking letter that you will not be repeating such kind of things. And also don't take it to the such kind of embracing situations for your parents. Okay, so and even just want to mention here that carrying even a mobile phone, even if it is switched off, is also considered as a malpractice. Okay, so you don't carry any mobile phone during the examination period. It's up to you. It's up to your risk. It's so you are not allowed to carry the mobile phone. So re-examination, there is sometimes, rarely it's possible that a student can have a kind of unavoidable situations, and exceptional cases can be there, like students falling ill during the examination period, specifically inpatient, is becoming inpatient, or any like brothers or sisters marriage and all, so own brother marriage or own sister's marriage. So such kind of unavoidable situations can be accepted by the committee with all the valid proofs. So the committee may approve after verification and suggest for the re-examination, conduct of the re-examination. So once the examination is finished, the evaluation of the papers will be done by your faculty, and the marks will be released. So if, for example, the student is not feeling comfortable with the marks, in the sense like a student feels so confident that the answer is complete to a possible extent and all, but still the marks are not set to the satisfactory extent. When 100% answer is there and the marks are not sufficient enough to the particular answer, there is a chance given, an option given to the student to apply for a revaluation. So after the revaluation, the faculty, the same faculty, will evaluate the paper by considering your technical request, technical justifications. So some technical justifications should be provided, that under what conditions this answer is correct and all. So those technical details have to be provided by the student to the evaluator. So the faculty will review it. If it is valid, the marks improvement will be there. So if still after completion of reevaluation, if it is not to the level of a satisfactory extent, like the answer is completely full, there is nothing wrong in that, but still there is some kind of overlook happened, the faculty, I mean the student, is given another option to represent his so-called grievance. Like it is called appellate review, where the student can apply for this appellate review in VTOP itself, just immediately after completion of their reevaluation process, with all the valid proofs and all, uploading all the valid proofs. So the committee will verify whether the student has requested before or not during the reevaluation process or not. The uploaded material for supporting his request is genuine or not. So the other details will be verified by the committee and just considers for the appellate review process. Then the new evaluator, an additional evaluator, will come and check your paper and evaluate independently. So the final marks, whatever the additional evaluator is giving, that will be the final. So it can be higher or lower also. Whatever it is, the final marks given by the new evaluator, the additional evaluator, will be the final. That is appellate review. The final one is a grading system. So we have here in this campus, we have absolute grading and relative grading approaches. So two different systems are present. Before proceeding to explain about absolute grading or relative grading, one particular word we will be using is like a grand total mark. Okay, the total mark, whatever you are scoring in a particular course, including all the components, CAT 1 plus CAT 2 plus CAT 3 or FAT plus the assignments, lab component or project component, including all the marks, whatever you are scoring out of 100 marks is called grand total mark. So here once again I am repeating that out of those 60 marks, CAT 1 plus CAT 2 plus FAT weightage is 20 plus 20 plus 20. So out of that, you must score minimum 40%, 40% of that CAT weightage, CAT component weightage. That is 24 marks out of 60 marks. It will come like we are conducting, as I said before, we are conducting the examinations for 50 marks. Maximum mark for each examination is 50. So CAT 1 50 marks, CAT 2 50 marks, FAT 50 marks. So the total maximum mark that we are conducting the examination is 150. So out of that 150, you must score minimum 60 marks. That is same as this 40%. So 60 out of 150 is equivalent to 24 out of the theory weightage, the CAT weightage is 60 marks. Okay, so you must score minimum 40, so 24 marks out of 60 of CAT component to assign particular grade to the grand total mark. So you are scoring some grand total mark including CAT component and non-CAT component. You might be scoring 40 out of 40 non-CAT component. But as I said just now, if you are not scoring 24 out of 60, the grade what you will be scoring is F grade, fail grade. Okay, so to assign a particular grade other than fail grade, you must score minimum 24 marks. If you are scoring 40 out of 40 in non-CAT component, 23.5 out of this that component out of 60 marks. That is, even though it is 63.5 out of 100, it will just give you fail grade. Okay, so that is a very stringent condition. It's kept only to make these examinations very serious. Okay, so the examinations, student must take these examinations very seriously. Okay, so that's the minimum 40% condition is there, very stringent condition. So you must take these examinations very seriously. Now the grades. So we have these letter grades S, A, B, C, D, E, and finally F, fail grade. So each grade will be having one particular point, grade point. So in the same order, the grade points are coming down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Fail grade is fail, doesn't give you any point, so that's a 0 point. So SABCD, if the student is securing any grade SABCDE, indicates that student actually passed in those courses. F grade indicates the fail in the course. Okay, so there are some courses which are pass or fail courses. So if the grade indicated in your grade sheet is P, then it says that you passed in that particular course. It doesn't give you any particular credit, or it doesn't give any particular grade point, but just it's a compulsory course. You must pass in the course. So P grade has to be scored in that type of courses. Another one, morning Dean Academics was telling that there are some audit courses. So the student can audit some courses. So for that, if you are passing in those audit courses, U grade will be indicated in the grade sheet. Fail grade, if the student is failing in those ones, it will not be displayed. It's an additional course, so it will not be displayed. But if the student is passing, U grade will be given. But pass or fails or any other course, F grade will be present in every grade sheet, in the grade sheet, respective grade sheet. Okay. So now let us see absolute and relative grading process very carefully. So we have for all these lab or project only courses, for all these lab and project only courses, including these engineering clinics and soft skills also, for all these courses, we follow this absolute grade. And also, if the number of students in a particular class is less than 30, the grading approach we follow is absolute grading. So why we say this as absolute grade? Because these numbers, what you see here, the numbers what you see here are absolute numbers. So there is no change. Like if you are scoring the grand total mark less than 50, so the grade you score is a fail grade, F grade. So respectively 50 to 54 E grade, 55 to 59 D grade, 60 to 69 C grade, 70 to 79 B, 80 to 89 A, and more than or equal to 90 marks, the grand total marks, that is S grade. So these boundaries, grade, these are the grade boundaries, 80 to 89, 80, 89 are the boundaries. They are fixed irrespective of any course, any type of course type, etc. So the boundary is fixed. But in other case, relative grading, the grand total mark of all the class students, all the students of your class. In your class, for example, if 60 students are there, so all 60 students grand total mark will be averaged, and the standard deviation of all those marks also will be calculated. So this is these two numbers, average of your class mark, standard deviation of your class mark, they are related to your particular class only. So these numbers will change from class to class. Your batch will have one particular average mark, standard deviation for your class. So using those two numbers, A minus 2 times of standard deviation, A minus 1.5 times of standard deviation. So these numbers will be calculated, and for the marks, for your grand total mark, if it is present between A minus 2 sigma, that number to A minus 1 sigma, if it is present in between, the grade what you score will be E grade. Like that, these are the different boundaries for different grades. Okay, so these grade boundaries are changing from class to class. They are relative to class, so they are called as the relative grades. This is a relative grading approach. Here you have in two cases, like S grade and F grade conditions, there are hybrid conditions. S grade hybrid conditions like if inside a class, if there are nobody scoring, see there is a particular condition apart from the mark to be more than or equal to A plus 1.5 sigma, the grand total mark must be at least 90% absolute mark. Absolute condition is also present here. So if the grand total mark is not even touching inside a particular class, no one is having a minimum of 90 marks, then the marks for assigning a particular S grade will be coming down to 80%, but only top 3 students or top 5% of the class strength, whichever is higher, those number of students will be given S grades, and below that the students will be scoring A grade. So a few examples, like if the grand total mark is more than or equal to A plus 1.5 sigma, what happens? And everybody is scoring there are so many students securing more than 9, minimum 90 marks are there, and that number, these grand total marks of those students, this is one example for your class, first mark, second mark, third mark, fourth mark, like that, it's in a particular order. So there are some students who secured minimum 90, and all those numbers are more than A plus 1.5, more than A plus 1.5 sigma. So these marks satisfied both the conditions. It should be more than or equal to A plus 1.5 sigma, and also it should be minimum 90. So all these marks will be given as grade, and below that, below 90, so whatever the marks are there, even though it is more than A plus 1.5, those grades will be given A grade. If total mark is less than A plus 1.5, but still minimum 90 are there, then what happens? As I said, absolute condition will come into the picture. Okay, so A plus 1.5 sigma is a higher, grand total mark of the students are something like this. So top 5% are top 3 students. So if the class strength is 65, 5% of 65, more than 3, 5 into 60 is around 3. So like 5 into 0.05 into 60 is itself 3. So 65, slightly more than that, rounding it up, so nearly 4. So 4 students will be given S grades. So top 4 marks are given S grades. So below that, A grades only. If the tie mark is there in between somewhere, all the tie marks will be given as same grade, irrespective of this. Irrespective of the mark, all the tie marks will be given same grade. So below 80, 80 is the lowest value that any student can possibly get S grade. Below 80, nobody is going to secure S grade at any cost. Okay, so that is a compulsory condition. F grade boundary condition is that if, for example, if the class is having more marks, means most of the students are securing higher marks, grand total mark, then A minus 2 sigma itself more than or equal to 50, then whatever the marks, this is one example. So A minus 2 sigma is 54, but you scored 53. So according to the relative condition, you are supposed to get F grade, but it is not. Until 50, the absolute mark 50, whatever the marks below this A minus 2 sigma 250, those marks will be given E grade. Okay, below that, F grade will be there. Below 50, F grade will be there. Whichever is lower, 54 or 50, whichever is lower, that is boundary. In the next case, if this is 48, if that is 48, whichever is lower, 50, 48. So this number and this number also will be given E grade. In the other case, if this is 48, this number also will be given E grade. Okay, whichever is lower here. So these are the examples with which you can understand the grade conditions. Okay. So now the final one is GPA and CGPA. GPA and CGPA. So GPA is semester-wise performance, grade point average. So how it comes? GPA for any particular course is, if you are taking 6 courses in a particular semester, each one is having a different credits. Then, and the grades you just scored as per the policies, whatever I said, grading policy. And here, every grade is having respective grade point. A grade 9, S grade 10, B grade 8. So what you will be doing, 4 into grade point 9, 4 into grade point 10, 3 into grade point 8. So you calculate all those ones, sum all those grade points, and the other side, sum all those grades, the credits, whatever you are registered in the semester. So the total grade points divided by the credits, that is your grade point average for that particular semester. Okay, this is the particular semester. The other side, CGPA cumulative grade point average is for the total complete the period whatever you are taking. Okay, for example, if you are trying to calculate the total grade point, cumulative grade point average until third semester, what is the CGPA? So in your first semester, you just calculated GPA in your first semester. GPA is total grade points divided by registered credits, 8.18. Second semester, grade points 178, registered credits 21. So total GPA for second semester 8.48. Like that for third semester 8.1. Now for the at the end of third semester, what is your cumulative grade point average? It is not simply of these three, but you have to add these individual grade and the credits registered credits. Okay, there be a possible case like here you failed one of the courses like 3 credit, and here you re-registered again, registered once again, you are appearing once again. So that you should not account here in this portion. Okay, so total credits registered has to come in the denominator. So total grade points until the end of that semester divided by total credits registered until the end of that semester is what? CGPA. Okay, so this is your final performance or the index that you can project outside to mention your performance to any particular company or any university, to say that you scored this much percentage or this much CGPA by the end of the program or semester or the particular period, whatever the period you are considering, that has to be projected. Like CGPA is the ultimate index. Finally, you need to project it outside. Okay, so this is what the basic information I just want to project in the in this orientation session. Now, if you have any query, you can let us have a small discussion.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. So students, if you have any questions, you can ask now. And ask only related to the this session. Again, don't ask the general questions. Ask related to the exam, these things. Students, any questions, you can raise your hands if you have any queries. Please make best utilization of this session, as this is one of the important things. Both academics, exams, VTOP, they're all interrelated. So, any questions, students? Okay, so maybe if you have any further queries, you can just mail to the mail ID given by the sir. So, sir, thank you so much for your time. Thanks
Yes,
for the
sir.
presentation.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. So once again, welcome to everyone, and please keep checking your emails, and also please log into VTOP and check regularly. So we will post your updates in your
Tarun Gaud might be having some
VTOP,
query.
VAT email and your VTOP. Any query? Sir, once today, absolute grading.
Absolute
Abhishta.
grade is a very absolute grade is very simple grade. Uh, Even relative grading is more complicated to understand. Absolute grade is simple. the grand total mark I was telling, right? The grand total mark includes the marks, total sum of the marks you are scoring in CAT 1, marks scoring in CAT 2, and marks scoring in FAT, plus non-CAT component, quizzes, assignments, labs, projects. All these marks will be calculated for a maximum of 100 marks. So out of those 100 marks, you are scoring 72. So that 72, if you are calculating, if you are trying to get the grade using this, 72 may not be the bigger number, because there are so many students in your class securing 80s, 90s and all. So with respect to that, your relative performance is lesser. Okay, so with respect to that, considering though that relative grading, if so many students are securing 80s and 90s, the grades, average mark and standard deviation will be, these boundary marks will be very close, and also they are higher. So with respect to that, your 72 mark is nothing. Let us say like that. So in that case, you may score B grade, for example. But according to this absolute grade, 70 to 80, your 72 marks is lying in this range, in this interval. So according to that, you will be scoring B grade. So this is a fixed boundary. 70 to 79 mark is, if your grand total is lying in between that 70 to 79, the grade what you score is a B grade. Okay. So how this grade will be effectively useful here in the calculation of GPA and CGPA. So B grade, if you are scoring B grade is having 8 points. So 3 into 8. If your grand total is lying in A grade, 3 into 9. So 3 marks in excess got added to the sum. So if you are scoring A grade there, 3 into 9, 27. So here 139 plus 3, like 142 will be there. 142 by 17, right? That's a little bit higher number. So like that, the grade will be changing according to the maximum mark you are scoring. That for that, the boundaries are important. These boundaries are important. So these boundaries are for absolute grading approach, but changes class to class according to relative grade approach.
So another question.
How they will calculate standard deviation, sir?
You don't calculate, we will be calculating it. It's a simple direct calculation process itself. Standard deviation formula will be there, right? That's the simple formula itself. It's not a manual calculation.
Just like
Standard
average,
deviation.
standard deviation is also one statistical thing.
Yes, that's it.
One question from Jayanti: due to this pandemic situation, which pattern will conduct?
Yeah, morning Dean Academic was telling like this semester we will not be following this particular process in which I was explaining about CAT 1, CAT 2 and all, because it is not possible, or it's not more favorable, it's not more comfortable, it's not more effective to follow this CAT 1 and CAT 2, etc. But compulsorily, you must attend one of these, means the final assessment test, FAT, in campus. So this semester for your previous students, means for your seniors cases, we actually conducted are conducting 9 quizzes. Every week, 1 quiz will be there for the portion that you just completed 1 week before. Out of those 3 or 4 weeks syllabus portion, a small quiz will be there, small test, 5 to 10 minutes test will be there, comprising of about 5 to 10 questions, small multiple choice questions, that too. So multiple choice questions, 5 to 10 questions, but weightage is something like 5 marks. Okay, so each quiz, each test will be giving you 5 marks. So out of those 9 tests, you must attend minimum 6. Okay, so why we are taking 30 marks out of the quizzes, each one 5 marks. So 6 quizzes into 5 marks each is 30 marks. Okay, so if you appear for more than 6 also, whichever is the best mark, So in one quiz you are getting 5 marks, another quiz 2 marks, another quiz 3 marks. So if I have to take 2, 5 plus 3, it's not 2 plus 3, it's not 5 plus 2. The best mark is coming by adding 5 and 3. So like that, best marks, 6 best marks will be taken to get maximum mark out of 30. So that's what we are following this semester. Final assessment test, you must come to campus and write it. That's it. Anything? Hello, sir.
Hello, sir. Yes, sir. Students, any more questions? So,
If we appeared less than 6 quizzes, what will happen? If you appear for less than 6 quizzes, as I said, 6 into 5 is 30. If you appear for 5 into, if you score maximum itself, 5 into 5, 25. So you will be scoring 25 out of 30 at the most.
Sir, how grade points are calculated, sir?
Grade points will not be calculated. Grade points are
Credit points, sir. Credit points.
credit
Grade
points.
points.
Credit.
Points. Credit points. A course will be having a credit. Credits is coming for a particular course. Like once the syllabus is framed, it is comprising of these many particular number of theory hours, these many hours of labs, if it is lab or project, like that. So morning Dean Academic was projecting 223 course, 303 course, where the central one 2 the middle one 2 is a lab component. 303 0. There is no theory, there is no practical, or there is no lab for that particular course. It is completely theory oriented, theory only course. And the final, it's like you can say TPC 223 T to P practical 2 hours. I mean 2 hours, like that's giving 1 theory credit, 1 credit. Overall course is having 3 credit. So it's a 3 credit in the form 2 theory hours, 1 lab credit, that is 2 hours of lab is 1 credit. And overall,
sir, when lab is correct, when how lab points are graded, sir? It is now not available, sir.
This semester, whatever the plan, because he was telling it's completely dynamical decisions based on the feasibilities and all. The academics will let you know in due course of time.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Any more questions, students? Okay, so if you further have any questions, you can mail him. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your information to the students. So once again, okay, sir. So once again, let me remind you, tomorrow you will have classes, and please check your emails and also check VTOP continuously. At least in this, at least from 1 week onwards, you keep checking these mails, and especially the mails from the dean office and the examination office are very much important throughout your career. These mails, you just save it and you just read it once or twice, so that most of the queries can be resolved. Okay, so thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Nandi sir, are you there? Nandi sir? Nandi sir. And for other queries, you just mail us. We will let you know regarding timetable. If there is problem with VTOP, you can mail to vtop.help@vatap.ac.in.
Sir?
Yes?
Yeah.
Sir, I did not got MS Team Office login credentials, sir.
You mail to Microsoft.
I already mailed, sir. They did not respond.
Yeah, they will respond. See, a lot of people are mailing, so it will take some time. They will respond,
he
or
said,
they will.
from tomorrow there are classes now, sir, by MS Team Office.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We will let you know. Otherwise, did you got your email?
I did not get, sir.
You did not get. So first you
No.
get your email. So already I have shared you the freshers guide page. There you can get
Yes,
your
I get email, sir.
yeah. Your email ID is your MST ID and password. In that freshers guide page only you will get all this credential, VATAP email, everything you will get that. You please check.
Okay, sir.
Should we log in with those email IDs only, sir?
Yes, for MST, your VITAP email is the user ID for MST also. Okay. Okay, students, all the best for your career. So, will if any queries, you can mail to the concerned emails that we have shared in the. Please check the fresher guide page. There you can see for related concerns, you have the related email IDs. Okay. Okay. See.
Sir,
Yes, Nikhil.
sir, sir, should we change passwords of our VTOP credentials and Gmail immediately when we log in, sir?
Yeah, immediately when you log in, you have to change it.
To change both VTOP,
Everything you
Gmail
have to.
given by
Everything.
university, sir.
Everything, even MST also, everything you have to change, and you have to set on your own.
Sir,
Yes.
when can we get our MS Team credentials, sir?
You check in this freshers guide page that I have shared so many times here. There, you can get your credentials.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Or else you see your MST ID, your email ID is also your MST ID, and still if you have any thing left, you can mail to microsoft@vatap.ac.in regarding MST.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
What about password, sir?
Password there they will share you. You should have get it now, or they will mail you. If not, you mail to microsoft@vatap.ac.in.
I already mailed yesterday, sir.
Yeah, you just please be patient. They will respond you
Okay,
soon.
sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Nikhil, if you not change, somebody will also use your account. Don't ask the silly questions.